Hey everyone, this is your video on the Reaction Rates Mastery Choice Board. Okay, so this is what you have in your Google Classroom. This little choice board has been assigned to you, right, with the rest of the assignments. You don't need to do anything with this slide. This is just a little explanation of what each choice is. Okay, so the letter to your boss is the assignment we'll talk about first. You're going to write a letter to your boss at a chemical company here in town with your plan for how to increase the rate of reaction to produce more gas in an industrial process. Then you have the opportunity. So you're only going to do one of these assignments, okay? So you only pick one of them. That's why it's a choice board. So that's the first option, is writing a letter to your boss. The second option is creating an infographic to address a concerning reaction that could affect public health. Your infographic should provide the public with necessary information on how you plan to slow down the rate of a reaction. And then the final choice that I've created for you is designing or demonstrating an experiment with reaction rates. So you'll pick two factors that can affect reaction rate, and you will perform a demonstration much like I did in my videos. Okay, and you will talk through what's going on at the visible level, and then explain what is happening at the molecular level with those collisions between those molecules. Okay. And then, we've kind of left an option here. If you have a choice that you'd like to see instead, where you can demonstrate your knowledge of, at least two factors and how they affect the rate of a reaction, you can do that. You can talk to me about that, and I would be very happy to, accommodate you for that. Okay. I had some kids that made like a children's book last year on reaction rates. Right. That's something somebody did. I thought that was really neat. But if you have, other things that you think would be interesting for you to do to demonstrate that knowledge, I'm certainly open to listening to it. Doesn't mean I'm going to necessarily accept it as you present it to me, but I'm open to hearing it. Okay. So let's talk about the letter to your boss. The prompt here: you were a new chemist working for a large chemical company here in Louisville, Kentucky. Your first big project on your own is to optimize one of the company's new chemical reactions to maximize the yield of products through reaction. They don't fully trust you with the complete details of their new reaction yet, but have given you this information. They gave you the general form of a reaction: 2x plus yz yields x2z plus y. Okay, you can see I've got the states of matter here for all of these. It's a solid, a liquid, and a gas. And then some other information we are given about this is that the Y gas is what we want produced. So that's what we want to increase the production of in this reaction. Okay, so we want to increase the rate of a reaction to produce more Y gas. Okay, this is an endothermic reaction. There is a known industrial catalyst that can be used, and it tells us that the solid X right here is relatively expensive, while the liquid YZ is pretty cheap. So, this is a company doing this, and so money talks, right? So it's important to keep that in mind as well. So, your instructions: you're going to write a 4 paragraph explanation to your bosses for how you plan to increase the production of Y gas in the chemical reaction by speeding up that rate of reaction. Okay. So you're going to have an introduction with a thesis statement where you say, I plan to speed up the rate of this reaction and produce more Y gas by doing A and B. And then your two body paragraphs will need to be, one for each of the two methods you choose, and you'll need to describe how each method will increase that Y gas production. Okay, so I want you talking about collisions here. So collision theory should be mentioned in here, and you should be talking about the number of collisions and how energetic those collisions are, right? And then I want a conclusion where you restate your thesis. You can write on this assignment as it's assigned to you. You can write under this line. And then there's a rubric on this last slide where you can see what quality work is in the 4 column here. Okay, so that is your first assignment. The next assignment: the public health infographic option. Your prompt: you are an environmental chemist working for the Kentucky branch of the Environmental Protection Agency while it exists. Parts of Bullitt County and Nelson County have noticed increased amounts of acid rain since a new manufacturing plant was opened in 2022. The plant has been putting increased levels of nitrogen monoxide, which is this guy right here, NO, into the air since it opened. Nitrogen monoxide will react with oxygen, right here, O2, and water, H2O, to produce this reaction. Okay, so it creates HNO3, which is called nitric acid, which we will talk about more in the next unit when we talk about biochemistry. Instructions: you need to create an infographic for the general public that explains 2 ways that you can slow down this reaction, right? So in the first prompt, you're using reaction rates to speed it up, and here you're using factors to slow the rate down, right? So you need to describe what two factors you plan to utilize to slow down the reaction, and then you need to describe in your infographic what this looks like at the visible level, what we would be doing, just experimentally, and then at the molecular level that we cannot see, what is happening to these collisions as we slow it down. Okay, you can use Google Slides or Google Drawings, um, or if you want something more polished, you can use Canva. And then I have some examples of infographics here for you that you can use. Okay, the rubric again on the second slide here. Take a look at that, please. Okay, and then finally, our last prompt here of the assignments that I've produced for you to choose from. Over the past few weeks, we have discussed a variety of ways in which you can control the rate of a reaction. We are able to easily find videos to show for our classes that demonstrate this, but it would be so much better if we had examples of our students doing experiments. So you're going to identify two reactions that affect reaction rate, or factors that affect reaction rate. You are going to use materials you have available at home to demonstrate uh, these factors and how they affect reaction rate, right? You'll take pictures, you'll record a video of your demonstration, and then you'll create an edited video or presentation that outlines these factors and the demonstration you performed. Okay, then you'll upload the video presentation here on this assignment to Google Classroom. You must consult with either myself or Miss Lucan if I'm not here, or you go to night school or something like that. Only one of the two of us can approve this demonstration slash experiment. Okay, so it is very, very important. If you do this option without talking to me first, I will be very angry with you, and I will not be held responsible for any sort of reaction that you do in your home. Okay, it is very, very clear you are not to perform any demonstration without talking to me or to Miss Lucan first. Okay, we don't mess around with chemicals in an unsupervised manner, and we want to make sure that you are doing things the correct way, so that way you don't hurt yourself or break something, or hurt someone else. Right? You can find a rubric for this one on the next page as well. Okay, and then if you choose the option where you have a better idea, let's talk about it. Come to class, talk to me, set up an appointment, comment on this assignment, and I'll be happy to work with you so that way you can have some choice and say in how you do this. Okay, so again, I cannot say this enough times. You only choose one of these, right? Not zero, not two, the number right in the middle, number one. Okay, it's the first number we all learn how to count to. It's just one thing, and so you're going to pick one assignment, you're going to do it, and then you will hit turn in. Okay, one thing, that's it. All right, thank you.